One Zambia, One Nation, thank you so much for joining us on the news desk with me, Amos Zulu. The top stories. President Hichilema commissions 750 megawatts Kafiwe Gorge lower hydro power station. 2 Lusaka companies fined for abrogating labor laws. Government calls for concerted efforts in TB fight. Plus, Chipolo Polo performance elites soccer fans. And now the details. President Hakainde Hichilema has commissioned the over $2 billion United States Kafiwe Gorge hydro power station with a call for increased investments in the energy sector. President Hichilema says government remains committed to growing the energy sector as it has the potential of becoming the country's second foreign exchange earner. Mike Munkombwe has the rest of the details.
Load shedding was slowly becoming an annual event, but President Hakainde Hichilema and his government have worked tirelessly within the space of 1 year and some months to switch on the 4 turbines at Kafiwe Lower Hydro Power Project.
It is so essential, it's long overdue. I'm not really sure why as a country we took so long, but we're here now. It's a very important project to basically trigger our economic transformation, for which we have clear visionary objectives. And it's also, as you know, we cannot have a situation where Zambia is short of energy, green energy. This is green energy. That's another factor that we need to consider. So Zambia must be sufficient and must have surplus energy to support the region, because we have the endowment, we have the natural resource endowment, the water. Now we need to combine this station with solar so that we can consolidate the two and have a proper mix. And then the surplus must go into a region. There's no reason other countries in this region must have load shedding, must slow down hours during which the factories operate. Factories must operate 24/7, and this investment would contribute towards achieving that agenda.
After the actual commissioning, the president later addressed the people.
Energy sufficiency is important to this country. Energy surplus is important to this country and the region. ZESCO chairman said it here. When we had a critical load shedding, so to say, for 27 days, only 27 days, when before load shedding would go on for 6 months, 8 months, 27 days only. We worked tirelessly, and we set ourselves a target that we don't want to be in this situation. We don't want load shedding to be like a traditional ceremony. Sorry for your Royal Highness. Sorry to your Royal Highnesses.
Southern Province Minister and ZESCO management have also added their word.
As a province which hosts largely the electricity generation infrastructure of this country, particularly this infrastructure you've come to commission today, we want to thank successive governments from the UNIP days to date for the conceptualization, initialization, and implementation of this huge, important economic project here in Chikankata district of the Southern Province. We, as Southern Province, are happy for this development.
People are created. Next, we said, in order to achieve this, we need to enhance the infrastructure of ZESCO that makes it possible to make our customers happy. And one of such things is this power station that you have come to graciously commission today.
Has set in motion projects that will bring on board not less than 2,000 megawatts of mainly solar and wind energy included in the next 10 years. The first 3 of such have been advertised and I think an advanced procurement phase. The first 3 of these projects will be placed in Southern Province, Western Province, and Luapula Province. Each province is targeted to get the first 50 megawatts, and we hope that by the 10th of this year, works will commence in these provinces.
Always insisted on standing in friends' shows. The Sino Hydro provides funds on its own the builders of both sides united as one, faced up to difficulties, voluntarily gave up the traditional Spring Festival holiday, and smoothly pushed all 5 generating units to completion on schedule.
Mike Munkombwe, Zanis, in Chikankata District, Southern Province.
Meanwhile, President Hichilema has announced that government will endeavor to expand the Gorge lower power generation project to over 2,000 megawatts. The president was speaking when he met traditional leaders from Southern and Lusaka provinces in Chikankata ahead of the commissioning of the 750 megawatts Gorge lower hydropower station.
The energy potential that lies at Gorge lower responds to President Hakainde Hichilema's call, and when he met chiefs, President Hakainde Hichilema announced that 2,000 megawatts is projected at Gorge lower.
I was even saying to the MD and the ministers in the other room that we are still generating less than 2,000 megawatts on this river. We can do it. We are only short by less than 200. I think it's 160, 170 megawatts, and we can hit 2,000 megawatts. And this river we control ourselves. We don't share it with anyone, no neighbor. So you will see a bit more push, either upstream or downstream, for us to achieve our target of 2,000 megawatts. And that means energy security for this country. This is the largest investment in power in the last 40 years.
Chiefs are happy with this development.
Beautiful of the fact that we have power now to help us to cook our meals, and that we shall have enough power indeed. So we want you to live longer, so that we can have more power.
I feel very proud. It is an additional development into our province.
If a lot of power generation plants will start exporting to other countries to cushion the Zambian prices, the Zambian rates.
I feel very happy that at long last what we have been looking forward to have has materialized.
Mike Munkombwe, Zanis, in Chikankata District, Southern Province.
Minister of Commerce, Trade and Industry Chipoka Mulenga says government has embarked on an economic and social transformation agenda. Mr. Mulenga adds that government is committed to marketing robust economic policies that will encourage sustainable economic growth through private sector development. The minister said this in a speech read on his behalf by Minister of Tourism Rodney Sikumba during the European Union EU-Zambia Business Club 5th Annual General Meeting in Lusaka. Meanwhile, EU Head of Delegation Ambassador Jacek Jankowski said the EU is committed to providing a networking business agenda between foreign and local investors.
The new government has embarked on an ambitious economic and social transformation agenda aimed at turning around the economy within a reasonable time to focus on the 3 R's, namely recover, repair, and revive. In this regard, ladies and gentlemen, government has also recognized the need to intensify trade and investment promotion activities to attract investment across sectors of the Zambian economy. These include agriculture, energy, mining, and minerals beneficiation, the green economy, manufacturing, tourism, and information communications technology, ICT. To this end, the New Dawn's administration is strongly committed to market-oriented economic policies that encourage sustainable economic growth through private sector development. The government, through the Ministry of Commerce, Trade and Industry, has developed a national industrial policy and trade policy which has successfully guided our economic policies decisions over the last years. And it actually pays particular attention to foreign and domestic investment into Zambia as a key driver to continue economic growth and diversification.
The European Union Zambia Business Club also strives to contribute towards a sound business environment in Zambia. It facilitates business and investments through continuous dialogue and engagements between the private sector and the government. I wish to reassure the board and all the members of the EU Zambia Business Club that the European Union delegation to Zambia and COMESA will continue supporting your efforts, politically and with financial support.
In other news, the Ministry of Labour and Social Security has fined Alidin Investments Limited and Qingdao Limited 60,000 kwacha each for abrogating various labour laws. Labour Commissioner Givens Muntengwa led a team of officers from the National Pensions Scheme Authority, Zambia Institute of Human Resources Management, Workers' Compensation Control Board, and National Health Insurance Management Authority to carry out a random inspection in Lusaka's Chinika industrial area. Audrey Kalenga accompanied the team and now reports.
Labour Commissioner Givens Muntengwa early this morning led a team of officers to a random inspection of 4 companies to ensure compliance levels to the labour laws. Among the companies inspected include Aldin Investment Limited, Qingdao Limited, Golden Refineries, and Skymark. Here, the Commissioner has fined 2 companies, namely Qingdao Limited and Aldin Investment Limited, with 60,000 kwacha each for lack of contracts, human resource personnel, and exposing workers to hazardous working conditions.
What it entails, therefore, is you cannot do it without the employees, isn't it? Yes, yes. So if you can't do it without the employees, then you cannot casualize. Because if you just give people piecework, they go, they come piecework, then you are casualizing a job that is permanent in nature. Okay. And that is not permitted by law.
And Mr. Muntengwa has urged companies to adhere to the required labour laws or risk being penalized.
Employers must ensure that the laws are strictly adhered to. We will not tone down, we will not put our foot off the pedal. We will continue going round until employers realize that the law has to be respected. We are respecting the law ourselves by ensuring that we do these inspections because the law gives us mandate to ensure compliance. And in ensuring compliance, we are fully aware that employers and employees must have a relationship that brings harmony in the industry.
Audrey Kalenga, Zanis News, Lusaka.
Audrey Kalenga reporting there. And in our health news, Northern Province Permanent Secretary Bernard Mpundu has called for a collective approach in ending tuberculosis, TB. Mr. Mpundu made the remarks when he graced this year's World TB Day commemoration in Mbala under the theme, Yes, We Can End TB.
World TB Day is observed every year on March 24th to raise public awareness and step up efforts to end the global pandemic. Northern Province Permanent Secretary Bernard Mpundu graced this year's event in Mbala District with a call for a collective commitment towards ending TB.
We wish to remind the neighborhood health committees and TB treatment supporters to champion this exercise by not segregating anyone found with or having TB, but rather support this person to adhere to the recommended treatment so as to get cured.
And Ministry of Health Provincial Public Health Specialist Paul Mayeya highlighted some symptoms of TB.
Ichifuba, prolonged cough, chatantalire chifuba, you should be concerned. Chest pain, kulava kwata futa night sweats, losing weight, then kulava kwata difficulties in breathing.
Mbala District Commissioner Annie Paul encouraged the community to go for TB screening.
Akafuba kapitirira chifuira okusula chifuira okulanda tiyo mkwali na kisesa mango na chitafinshi na tuye kuba n'ensuba ku kipatala abafikulira ensakwe vaya tuchekinga.
Sub-Chief Zombe of the Mambwe Lungu speaking people cautions the public to take TB seriously.
kati ya baisa tulondola pali TB batweba nefe yakuchita ninshubuteko bwesu na bututemwa taulefu atulefu iyo taulefu atulechula na malwele government yesu ya UPND na iletana chimoto kachimo icho ngufuila tichakula pitana mu mishini ntemwa sana ine.
This year's World TB Day is commemorated under the theme, Yes, We Can End TB. Helen Bwalia for Zanis in Imbala District, Northern Province.
Minister of Health Sylvia Masebo says various efforts have been made to raise awareness on tuberculosis. Ms. Masebo said this when she officiated at the World Tuberculosis TB Day Grand Finale Inter-School Quiz, which was held at National Institute of Public Administration, NIPA.
As the world commemorates World Tuberculosis Day, which falls under the theme, Yes, We Can End TB, Be Involved, schools from different parts of Zambia gathered at the National Institute for Public Administration, NIPA, in Lusaka, to participate in the World Tuberculosis Day Inter-School Quiz. Speaking at the event, Health Minister Sylvia Masebo has called upon the general public to get involved in the fight against tuberculosis.
Under the common theme, Yes, We Can End TB. But here in Zambia, we have included Be Involved. And I'm glad that this morning and afternoon, I see a cross-section of people getting involved, and that is how it should be.
Assistant Director for Secondary Education, Patrick Kaonga, said activities such as debates and quizzes raise awareness for TB prevention.
A better way to line up activities towards commemoration of World TB Day than using learners to spread knowledge and raise public awareness about the devastating health, social, and economic consequences of TB.
The director for Tuberculosis Local Organization Network, Monde Muyoyeta, says the organization is working with other stakeholders in the fight against tuberculosis.
SIDA's TB Loan Project, with support from the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, has supported inter-school debates in all 10 provinces of Zambia in the last 1 month.
David Lungu expressed gratitude for the initiative to involve pupils in the fight against tuberculosis.
For you, had a great effort in joining hands together and work with us for this great day.
Mwiza Chuba reporting for Zanis in Lusaka.
Now, government has allocated over 2 million kwacha for the construction of the first ever mortuary in Chembe district in Luapula province. The funding has been apportioned from the district's constituency development fund following an outcry from the community. Michelle Omwemba gives us the rest of the story.
Since the declaration of Chembe as a district in 2012, the community members have to travel over 90 kilometers to Mansa district to deposit the remains of their loved ones due to lack of a mortuary in the district.
Amafya yanshingwa na yena bablishe sunga bafwa omulando kwa mocheri tatwa kwata so tuafiro kwa tinga kwanisha okusunga bwino bwino tumbirimo limo kula bokishika wangu iyo bambiwa buta walaisa
kuno Chembe fyo tushika nga chakoba kitabo tatu tweri kumanka Fini ngafwa lero babulu yakwe bonse bari panampeni pa Chembe kushika Fini yafine nango afwira ku kiriniki kuleta fe mwanda emu mwasungira mairo fino mwashika kyapo
turefwa na ifwe bene fwe wa kuno ku Chembe twatumina kwa bena karale kurya baisasa ngwako ku kiriro echo mwe uteko twafwirisha niko twapapatya.
Government has come to the plight of the people in Chembe district by allocating over 2 million kwacha under the Constituency Development Fund towards the construction of a 24 beds capacity district mortuary at Chembe Mini Hospital to cushion this challenge.
I want to appreciate the current government in power, led by our able President, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, who has brought resources closer to the people We have a mortuary under construction. By August this year, that building should be completed.
With the increasing population in the district, Chembe District Health Director acknowledges the need for a fully equipped district hospital.
We're still overwhelmed with work. If you look at the population of Chembe, it has increased significantly. So we really need the district hospital to help us a lot, and especially if it comes with the X-ray department.
The construction works have advanced.
We have reached at ring beam level. The percentage which we have done is 65%.
Reporting for Zanis in Chembe District in Luapula Province, I'm Mijelo Mwemba.
We continue with the news. Government has released 3.7 million kwacha rental relief funds for people who were badly affected by floods in some parts of Lusaka. Take a look.
Government, through the Disaster Management and Mitigation Unit, DMMU, has started the process of paying rental relief money to flood victims in Lusaka. This follows the release of 3.7 million kwacha relief money meant for the relocation of over 600 residents from selected parts of Lusaka who were badly affected by floods. Lusaka District Commissioner Rosa Zulu, who accompanied DMMU officials, addressed the victims in Kanyama constituency before flagging off the disbursement of the first batch, amounting to 1.9 million kwacha.
We have been sent by the government under the able leadership of Mr. Hakainde Hichilema to come and bail you out of your problems. We may not finish all your problems, your needs, but we know that it is very important to make sure that where people are sleeping, they are sleeping in a very good condition. Yes. So this is why we are here today.
Hakainde Hichilema had taken a tour around the constituencies to see the effects of the flood, the extent, the magnitude, and so he had given a directive that those that are most affected amongst these flood-affected houses should be relocated. And so now DMMU is effecting that directive.
Beneficiaries have expressed gratitude to government for coming to their aid.
We thank the government of the day. You know, we were faced with this calamity and we had nowhere to run to. We thank God that this has been answered.
Winnie Mwelwa, Zanis, Lusaka.
A young women's lobby group has condemned the withdrawal of female children from school by parents in order to marry them off, and the Zambia Police Service in the Eastern Province has also raised concern with the abuse of girls under the age of 16 who are being forced into early marriages.
Despite the introduction of free education, some parents have continued marrying off their children at the expense of taking them to school. In light of this, Young Women Christian Association YWCA has discouraged parents not to withdraw their children from school with the intention of marrying them off.
Look at the girl, once she goes to school, she'll be educated, she will find a skill, she will start working, she will even support you for more years. Not just that, we are not talking about benefiting from her, but we are saying that a child is a child. Let a child finish school.
And Zambia Police Eastern Province Community Service Coordinator Emmanuel Chabamba has described the act of marrying off minors as criminal. Mr. Chabamba says educating a girl child is very important and challenged parents to encourage their children to go to school in order for them to secure their future.
Starting from 1st January 2022 to 31st December 2022, we had recorded 384 cases of defilement, of which the highest sentence was 30 years. So it is important that members of the public desist from marrying off these young ones, because we want them to grow well in society and become good leaders as well. So what we want is gender equality, so that parity matches male and female altogether. We don't want women to be disadvantaged.
Early marriages have been a challenge, especially in some rural parts of Eastern Province, where marrying off a girl at a tender age is seen as a source of income to some parents, while others marry off girl children due to their traditional beliefs. Reporting for Zanis News, I'm Hatso Dimbani in Chipata District, Eastern Province.
On a sad note, a one-day-old baby girl that was dumped at the entrance of the White Fathers Parish in Kasama's Lualuo area on Wednesday this week has died. Northern Province Police Commanding Officer Gloria Mulele has confirmed the death of the old baby of the baby to Zanis in Kasama. Ms. Mulele said police are still searching for the mother of the deceased baby and urged the public to help police with investigations. On Tuesday, March 21, 2023, a day-old baby was found in a 10-liter bucket after she was heard crying by 2 employees at the parish. The baby was later taken to Kasama General Hospital. On that note, we end the news, but before we go, a reminder of the top stories. President Hichilema commissioned 750 megawatts Kafue Gorge Lower Hydro Power Station. 2 Lusaka companies fined for abrogating labor laws. Government calls for concerted efforts in TB fight. Plus, Chipolo Polo performance elites soccer fans. We end the news just there. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.